So we have these beautiful blue corn tortillas from Tortilleria Zepeda in Lone Rock, Wisconsin. And one of the things I found myself asking as we were going through the tortilleria was what kind of tacos would really speak to me with these artisan heirloom grains. And I came to one of my favorite tacos, which is asada. Asada in its essence is skirt steak in this instance, or flank steak, that's been marinated. And the thing about making asada is that you really want a marinade that packs the flavor in. So today we're gonna start by creating that marinade and at the same time creating a salsa to be able to put on the finished product. Let's get started. So we've got our food processor, and one of the first things I wanna do is get those chilies. So right here over the fire, I've been slowly smoking and allowing these chilies to kind of warm up. They've blistered a little bit, but they are nice and dried out and ready for this matcha. So now that we've got our chilies in here, let's add just a little bit of the sesame. And we want this to be kind of the flavorful base of that matcha. And remember, this has just a little bit of citrus added to it in that yuzu, so it's gonna add a little bit of its own punch. And then we're gonna take some of our dehydrated ramps, just something to give us a little essence of springtime and the forest of Wisconsin, and also give us a little bit of a base for that allium, that onion and garlic flavor that we love so much. The essence of springtime and the forest in Wisconsin. Now that I've got those in, I'm gonna season with just a little bit of black pepper, a little salt, and a splash of vinegar. In a lot of instances, apple cider vinegar is the preferred, but for the purposes of this cooking exercise, we have a little tomato vinegar from the garden. I'm gonna add just a couple teaspoons of this to give it some of that sprightliness. Now I'm gonna take my sunflower oil. Nut oil, seed oils, hazelnuts, these are all specialty crops from Wisconsin, and I just wanna make sure that we get representation in every single layer of this dish. Already, that smells so good. So one of the last things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of lime juice. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna have my lime here and give it a squeeze right into the processor. Oh yeah, raining down that beautiful lime flavor. I'm gonna give it one more pulse and add just a little bit more of that sunflower oil. One of the things with asada is we really wanna ensure that these flavors get the chance to know each other. So my recommendation is being able to take this asada to marinate it and let it sit, whether it's for an hour, whether it's a night, or maybe in the circumstance of a big party, you might want this to marinate for a couple days to take up all that delicious flavor. And so now that I've got all these flavors on the outside of this marinade, I'm gonna actually add and accent that marinade by adding the juice of one more lime. There's something about limes over beef with wood smoke coming up from the back of the grill. It just gets me going. Accent with a little bit of salt and now black pepper. Now that I got my gloves ready, I'm gonna take and just rub on all this marinade, get all that flavor packed in there. And you can see this skirt steak, one of the reasons we love this is it's so permeated with fat. That fat equals flavor. And it's also gonna lend itself to grilling up nice and quick, which is awesome. This is not the type of steak that you are gonna wanna serve raw or medium rare or even medium. You want this to be cooked almost all the way through. What I wanna do next is make sure that my grill is nice and hot and make sure that this beef gets a good cooking. We're gonna take this beautiful skirt steak. Man, look at that. One of the other things about making asada that's really awesome too is the fact that skirt steak is usually not that expensive. So you can really affordably feed a family with this beautiful cut of meat and really let those flavors shine. While we're waiting for our beef to finish up and we want that to be cooked all the way through, it's time to introduce the star of the show again, our tortillas. These are the blue corn tortillas from Tortilleria Zepeda. That delicious masa, you get a little bit of that lime, all that goodness, and it smells so comforting, so delicious. These tortillas can stand up to a lot. So what I'm going to do is pull them apart here, and I'm gonna gently kiss them over the heat. And what that'll do is it'll soften the tortillas and make it more pliable, but then also bring out that big corn flavor that we really want. Oh yeah, now that these tortillas are soft and pliable, they've been steamed, a little bit of that water that's inside them, it's ready to be wrapped up in a clean towel. And we're gonna wait now and pull that beef off. Yum. Yeah. Look at this meaty boy. This is grilled all the way through. We've allowed that fat to melt down on the inside. It's rendered out. This is ready for some of those tortillas. Yeah. So when we go to actually cut the beef, we want to ensure that we cut against the grain. And the reason we do that is for a lot of these cuts, like the flank or the skirt, they're very, very tightly grained because they are on the side of the rib cage. We want to ensure that we break that grain up to give us a nice soft texture instead of something that's going to chew and snap back at us. Ooh. So now we're going to take this beautifully steamed tortilla, and I'm going to start with this salsa macha. Come down with a nice schmear. Oh yeah, that's good. So this cheese actually is a Mexican style cheese. Fortunately for us, the master cheesemaker there has his roots in Wisconsin. Now that we've got our Mexican cheese on there, here goes our asada, and we're gonna get some of these pickled red onions. And last but not least, just a few sprigs of cilantro. The smell of this is, it's far-fetched, quite frankly, to take these Wisconsin ingredients and be able to be transported to another location somewhere in the world, but knowing that you're still supporting your friends and neighbors who are the farmers and food producers is over the top. You get the brightness of the corn and the tortilla. You get that simple, smooth elegance of the cheese. You get that beautiful smokiness and the marinade of the beef, the levity of the onions and the cilantro, all to create, in my opinion, an almost perfect bite. Tacos make me a happy boy. And I'm so glad that I found a way to incorporate the hard work of my friends and neighbors into my taco game that can be enjoyed any day and every day as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't just have to be Tuesdays anymore. Are you hungry for more? Then go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, and be in the loop every time we release new content, behind the scenes footage, and new episodes that you can preview before anyone else. Check us out.